Rev up your engines!
Yes, it's that time again. Time for things Scotty's testing out. Whee! Now, as per usual, these aren't paid advertisements. I test out stuff. Your life depends on your tires, so you want good ones. Well, my daughter-in-law's truck, and we're trying out Kumho tires. Now, this is a work truck, as you can tell by the various dents and scratches, but I got these Kumho Road Ventures AT52. They're rated as excellent tires. We'll find out over time if they hold up, but so far, they've impressed me with two things. Great traction, they don't slip, and they are quiet. Now, you might think, why aren't tires quiet? Well, they come in various tread patterns. Now, here is Kumho tires with an all-season type tire. This is going to go on their Toyota Sienna van. This is going to go on their van. It's a regular road tire. Now, for the truck, you can see, we got a pretty aggressive tread here, and I'm totally shocked. Because driving down the road, they really don't make any noise. I would have thought they would have made a lot of noise, because my son's 1-year-old Tacoma TRD 4-wheel drive, and you can see, these tires aren't nearly as aggressive, but they're a lot louder. These are the factory tires, which happen to be Toyos, which are made in the USA. As you can see, these are not as aggressive. They're much less aggressive than these Kumhos. Yeah, the Kumho tires are quiet. They hardly make any noise at all. So if you're a noise person right away, you'd probably want to get the Kumhos versus the Toyos, because the Toyos are a lot louder. Okay, as we drive down the road, basically you hear the exhaust and the engine, the tires. They're exceptionally quiet for really all-terrain tires. They're not growling, they're not making noises. They handle quite well. I'm really shocked at how quiet a relatively aggressive tire can be. I guess all these years of computer generation and testing has led to tire patterns that hold up, have a lot of grip, but are pretty quiet. So far, these Kumho tires, I'm really happy with them. We'll see how they last over time. This is going to take years, but hey, you got to start somewhere. Now, these particular ones are made in Vietnam. I haven't had any problems with Vietnamese tires. They seem to be much superior to the cheap Chinese tires. So far, so good. If there's a problem, I'll tell you about it, but there aren't any yet. We'll see how they last over time. Now, do you notice me using this Porter Cable electric impact wrench, but on Harbor Freight years ago? Haven't had any problems with it yet. Realize one thing. I don't have an air compressor set up. This plugs into 120 volts, has plenty of power, works great. Now, yes, they're bigger than an air impact. The air impacts are much smaller. They get in smaller spaces. But you got a working room. These things are fine. And I know a lot of guys say, oh, Scotty, I like the battery powered ones. Not me. This plugs in. It's 120 volts. More voltage equals more power. Even if you got a 24, 36 volt battery pack, it does not have as much power as 112 volts. In this case, 100-foot extension cord. This thing doesn't use all that much power. It has no problems running off a 100-foot extension cord. So I can't complain about that. I'm happy. But the next tool I can complain about. And here's something from the same company that I don't like, and I also like quite a bit. It's a bunch of flashlights. They're called O-lights. Now, this particular one's called the Balder Pro. It's made to put on guns, and as you can see, you can do a little green laser. You can point lasers at stuff. You can also switch it to laser and light, or just light. Now, here's a flashlight. I wouldn't complain about it. But then again, now even at Walmart, these are 169 bucks. But for those of you who are gun enthusiasts, use them for self-defense or whatever, they're not that good. I fired a couple hundred rounds. It didn't stay on target. The mount isn't that good. And after 200 rounds, the light itself broke. It couldn't take the banging of the guns while I was target shooting. An awful lot of money for something that broke, using it as intended for using on guns. Now, like I say, as a regular flashlight and a green laser, yeah, it works perfectly fine, right? They sent me a whole bunch of them. I got scores of them to try out, right? But I would not spend 169 bucks at Walmart for something that didn't last. If I wanted a flashlight and a laser, I can get stuff for $30, $40 that'll do that. This is supposed to go on a gun and stay stable. It didn't. And if you look at any of the reviews on Amazon, you'll notice that, as per usual, all the glowing 5-star reviews say verified purchase, which means the people got them. They probably got reimbursed by Olight, and a lot of this stuff is just lies. Go to Amazon, look this thing up. look at the bottom reviews, you'll see real gun guys. Broke after a while, isn't worth the money, didn't stay on target. So for a gun light, it's kind of crappy, really. Also sent me a big one, which is phenomenal light, right? But it's expensive for just the light. And it's like I say, as gun lights, they don't hold up. Years ago, they used to have a decent name, but today their quality seems to go downhill. But here's one real positive. Here's our little baby light. It's called the IR2 Pro. Check it out. You screw it in, you get a little light, you screw it in more, you get a big light, right? I love this thing. Tiny, fits in my pocket, doesn't have a bulge, works phenomenal. And look, you unscrew it, top doesn't come off, but that leads to USB-C charging. So the thing you use for your phone charges this up. I've only had to recharge it once so far. I gotta say, it puts out a nice bright light. Simple. You turn it in, it's on. You turn it back a little, it's on low. You turn it all the way, it's off, and check it out. You can hit it all you want, it doesn't turn it on. You gotta screw it on, so you're not gonna leave it on. This, I love. I love their tiny light. The other ones, overpriced, and they don't work as intended for guns, right? If you want a flashlight, go ahead and buy one, but I'm not gonna pay 169 bucks for some little flashlight, right? But I'm nuts about that little one. I love it. My wife likes it too. You know, you can put your keys on it if you want. Have a key light. It would be one serious key light. Not like those little crappers that you go to use them, they don't work. This thing, little light, big light. I'm in love with the little light, but like I said, the other lights. Now the next thing I'm going to show you, my daughter-in-law loves. These are custom fit covers for her Toyota Tacoma. This is a 2017 Tacoma that was made in San Antonio, and as you can see, they look beautiful. Now it is a work truck, so you can see I had to move all this crap out of the way to get to it, but the back pockets, I mean, this thing fits like a dream. It's unbelievable, and it's padded. It's so comfortable. It's more comfortable than the stock seats. And here's where I found them. EKR store on Amazon. They come in different colors, but I like the black ones. These things are beautiful, comfortable. They really like them. They seem to be holding up. We'll see as time goes on, but man, they are super comfy and they're really good looking, even though they're in the work truck. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is an analytical scan tool for electric cars. It's a beta version. I guess it's coming out real soon in the United States, but I'm testing it out. It's got an interface diagnostic box, ThinkCar X3, and it goes to the ThinkCar Think tool for electric vehicles. You can see it diagnoses the electrical vehicles intelligently. Diagnostics of the battery pack. It's an oscilloscope. You can do all kinds of things. Tire pressure, voltage detection, current detection, multimeter, online programming. You can check module, CAN bus pin detection, data sampling, intelligent power. I mean, this is an interesting machine. Now it is a beta version. I have to say, I've tested this out on hybrid and electric cars, and so far it's worked quite well. Now, realize if people do start driving electric cars, somebody's going to have to fix the stupid things, right? As you can see, it's not just purely electric analytical. When we go to maintenance, look at all the things it can do. Brake, oil. I mean, we're talking about a serious amount of stuff that this thing can do. Even the electric windows reset. Problems with the start automatic on-off system. I mean, there's all kinds of things this machine can do. Now, of course, this is for professional mechanics, right? But you can't work on electric cars, modern electric cars, or hybrid cars. A lot of hybrids out there without a machine like this. I used one on an '07 Camry hybrid the other day. It's phenomenal. It showed me that even though the vehicle was 17 years old, still had the original battery, the battery was still like 99% good. I was amazed at how well that battery was. It let me go into each battery pack. In the case of that Camry, it has 17 separate little battery packs all together into one big battery module, and it showed the voltage. You could test each individual cell with it. I gotta say, as far as it stands now, I gotta say, it's an interesting tool. It hooks up easily, plugs in the OBD port for the basic analysis, and then is the multi-function box, the lab scope, oscilloscope. You can see test meters. So I don't have to bring out 10 tools, just one. And as I said, there is a total lack of mechanics that know how to work on hybrids and full electric cars. Now, there's an awful lot of hybrids out there. A lot of guys, they can't find anybody to work on them. Shout out to my friend Electron John. You might want to check his videos. He's an expert hybrid and electric vehicles. He has a bunch of videos on YouTube that are excellent videos that you can actually learn whatever you want. Maybe you want to learn. Maybe you think, hey, hybrid electric cars, I can make a lot of money fixing those things. Electron John, he has seminars and stuff that you can join, or you can watch the ones that he did that are posted on YouTube. You can get a lot of information using tools like this to analyze in electric and hybrid cars. And even if electric full vehicles don't make it for decades, right? There's a lot of hybrids. They're building even more hybrids. These same tools are used in hybrids. How can I really test the battery pack? These show you step-by-step things, how to do it. And then with the equipment on here and all the additional stuff in a box that it came with, all the leads and everything, it can show you how to actually test all the electric vehicles. Here we go. Check it out. Borgwald, this Chinese company, another Chinese company, electric Fiats, more Chinese companies, electric Photons, electric Geelys, another Chinese company, electric Mazdas, For the New Energy, whoever that is. People make a lot of electric cars. Isuzu electric vehicles, Joyline, more Chinese, Land Rover electric vehicles, Nissan New Energy, Teslas, Volvo electric vehicles, all these other crazy Chinese companies, Acura electric vehicles, Audi electric vehicles, BMW electric vehicles, Buick electric vehicles, Cadillac electric vehicles, and the list goes on. Ford electric vehicles. I mean, look at all the electric vehicles this thing is going to be able to work on. And like I said, those are full electric vehicles. It also does almost all the hybrids out there too. So if somebody really wants to learn how to work on electric vehicles, my advice is watch Electron John. He gives some great advice. Friend of mine, really nice guy, right? But you gotta get equipment to use to work on them. You have to. They're so complex. You get machines like this, they give you the direction. You might think, gee, it says it might be, that it's a code, it might be this actuator. Oh, that you test the things. Well, these machines show you how. Just realize, if you're going to mess with hybrids and electric cars, learn about high voltage electricity. Get yourself those insulated gloves, lineman's gloves that can take, thousands of volts so you don't get electrocuted when you work on them. It's heavy duty stuff. You got to learn what you're doing. It's for pros, but you can learn to be a pro if you get the right equipment. But let's get back to products the normal person here use. As we go inside the trunk, here we go. Crown Clean Snapback restores your black trim, right? Okay, I tried it out. My wife's Matrix. You know what I give it? I give it an F. I think it's garbage. Oh, I've done this 5 times. It's still faded as could be. Didn't help it out at all. You can see, it's still all faded. Didn't help it. So don't believe things you read. Restores conditions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't waste your money on this stuff. I tried it out. Really, it doesn't do anything. I found out you're better off using pure silicone or using some of those lithium products that I've tried out. The company called Lithium, just like the Element, they make some pretty good stuff that works much better than this. The lithium stuff that I put on, it sealed it for quite some time. I'm lazy, I should do it more often, right? But this is right after it. Didn't even cover it up in the beginning. So I give that an F. Don't waste your money on the stuff. It really doesn't work. It's faded. Rubber trim, it says rubber. Waste the money. I wouldn't buy the stuff. I'd buy the lithium stuff, or if you don't mind getting your hands greasy, wear gloves so you don't have to. Pure silicone. There's many pure silicone gooky stuff you can buy and put that on rubber, let it sit overnight, and then buff it off. That seems to work the best. That and the lithium products. With this stuff, yeah. So that's it for today, but remember, if you have a product, something you stand behind, feel free to send it to me. I will honestly test it out, but be forewarned. If it doesn't cut the mustard, guess what? I'm going to tell people, hey, it doesn't seem to be a very good product to me. We'll see how these Kumho tires last. They seem good now from the beginning. We'll see how it goes over time. And the seat covers are beautiful, but they've only been in there for like 6 weeks. We'll see how they hold up over time, but they look beautiful. Just contact ScottyKilmer@gmail.com. I'll test out anything that's auto related, motorcycle related, truck related, right? I'll test them out honestly. Let me tell you, there's one thing I am, it's honest. I got no bones to pick. I'm trying to help everybody out with products that actually work. And if you have a good product, I know it costs a fortune to advertise them. It doesn't cost anything with me. You just send it to me. If it works, I talk about it. But make sure it works, because if it doesn't, you're not going to be happy with what I say about it. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.